Well, good morning. We've often seen selling happens whenever we approach new highs. Now, for starters, you would like to buy into this 35 odd point dip, but given that you are fairly close to 12,300, if this dip does not get bought, then you basically hang around the same levels. We've been to 12,290 earlier, and we tend to have throwbacks. So we need to see how the heavyweights respond today. But prima facie, first half an hour, you would try to buy the indices. Today may not be a large day like yesterday, but we should have a positive bias. Even on the bank Nifty, if you get a 100 odd point decline first thing in the morning, you should try to buy into that, and maybe today's gap up, or we don't get into new highs with a gap up, but rather do it in the latter half of the day. See, Reliance bounced back 2% after the lows it made yesterday. So possibly correction is ending here. So that's a buy with a stop of 1520. Look for targets about 1565. RBL Bank that broke out fairly sharply. So that's a buy with a stop of 365 and look for targets of 381. Tata Motors continues to do well with possibly CVs also picking up. Maybe it has more upside, so that's a buy with a stop of 190 and look for targets of 205. LIC Housing is a buy with a stop of 453 and we look for targets of 470. And Ultratech is a buy with a stop of 4200. Look for targets about 4350. Cement seems to be revving up again, so that could be another dead sort of sector which is now trying to bounce back.
We were actually looking at a possible breakout yesterday above this 12 to 80 to 90 zones, but I think there's some negative news from the Middle East which kind of keeps the markets in check. But the structure isn't very negative. Actually, it started just expanding on the hourly chart. So in case the first star dip gets bought into the first 15-30 minutes, we would again initiate longs, and a breakout about 12 to 90 would be welcome. Otherwise, we are back to this 12 to 90 to about 12,200 kind of a range. See, in fact, I have all four buys, and two of them are from the banking side. HDFC is a buy with a stop at 24.49 for targets of 2500. Canara Bank is a buy with a stop at 224 for targets of 240. Cummins is a buy as well. Keep a stop at 561. Look for targets of 588. And the final buy is on Edelweiss. That's a buy with a stop at 116 for targets of 129.
Well, initially you can see some kind of a dip, and after that, if 12,180 is not broken, that is about 100 points from the last closing level, then I think dips would be taken as a buying opportunity, and I'm actually looking at 12,400 to about 12,428 as the target for this move, and a new high will be made. Maybe not today, maybe sometime down the road it will happen, but it will happen within the first 10 days, as I said on your channel earlier as well, that I'm expecting a top between 1st of January and 10th of January, and that is likely to happen. And I would be a buyer on dips because there are lots of stocks giving signals that they have crossed their 200-day moving averages a number of times. So either you take the bank Nifty or you take the Nifty, they are bullish. I have also four buys. Two of them are from the auto sector. One is an ancillary and one is an OEM. Ashok Leyland, it has given a strong trend line breakout. I would put a stop loss below 80.75. Target would be 90. Ashok Leyland could see a good medium term uptrend. And SEAT is another buy. I would put a stop loss below 1014, 1049 to 1062. SEAT has been trying to stay above the 200-day moving average at 1000, and it has now succeeded to do that. So SEAT is also looking pretty bullish. AB Capital, this has a classic 200-day moving average breakout, then retested, then finally move up. So we put a stop loss below 103.30. Target would be 112 to 114. And Jubilant Foods, finally, 6 uptrending sessions, 6 higher closes, and it has now crossed the 1650 mark, which it has been trying since November. So I would put a stop loss below 1645, buy at current market prices, and once it takes out 1700, it will even cross 1750. 1755 is my target for Jubilant Foods. These are the 4 buy calls that I have.